Water supplier Rand Water saying its systems are back pumping at full capacity, but certain areas still need to rely on water tanks. Now, some residents in Johannesburg are still without water, and municipalities have not revealed any plans in place should they face future challenges. Our reporter Hloni Mtimkulu is back in South Hills, south of Johannesburg, where residents have had dry taps for the past 3 weeks. Now, Hloni, our colleague Slindile Masekane was in that area yesterday, and we heard some heart-wrenching stories from a very frustrated community who have been without water long before this week's crisis at our water authority started. What are you hearing from them today?
Yeah, Marcel, so I don't even think the request to use water sparingly applies to the South Hills community, given that I was told that it's been 28 days without water, so people are counting. And why would you not count when it's such a devastating thing to happen that your sanitation, such a basic service delivery issue, is affected? Behind me, there was a water tanker that was here. It left maybe 10 minutes ago because taps there ran dry. There had been a big swell of people that had come here with their buckets to fill up their buckets, and now that water tanker has run dry. Not everyone was able to get water, Marcel. So you can imagine that, first of all, for the past month, you've had to come and do this thing of coming every day to get water. And then when it's used up, then you must come back again and get water. And, you know, sanitation is affected. And now the water tanker, one of 3, I believe, that are sometimes in the area, has now run dry. And just think about, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. What's going to happen? They're not even sure if that water tanker will return or if another one will be assigned or placed in the area. And I mean, again, the explanations that were given in the week don't quite apply to this community because they have been affected even before what happened this past week. And I am joined by a resident, one of the last ones to be affected or to try and get water before that water ran out. Just first of all, just how are you feeling just about the fact that now you don't have water at all, but now there's also the situation of the water tanker also running dry?
It's a big thing, sister, man. Like that guy also who was here and you asked, you see, it's also like, it's a big thing, man. People are also confused. Some do have water, then maybe they pass by, we don't get water. You see, for example, it's finished from the truck. Then they speak unnecessary things, you see. So as residents, we are gonna see in the end fight because the water situation is a big thing, serious. Because you're going to be here coming to fetch water, then you come here, the water's finished, person is passing by, you see.
Just tell me, what are you going to do for the rest of the day now that you don't have water and there isn't a water tanker? Do you know what the plans are for another water tanker to be assigned?
I don't know what to do, sister, to be honest. I am speechless now. I don't know what to do. Unless there's another place where there's water, that's the only solution.
Do you know of another place?
Of another place? There is some places, but I'm also not sure if there's water there. And if there is water there somehow, why isn't there water here? Because there is JoJo's and things. There's 2 JoJo's here by the, what is this? There's a JoJo here, but then, okay, I understand it's for the adults. But then, come on, they can bring more trucks here. They can see there's more buckets than people that come here. You see, so...
And then just the frustration that you guys are feeling. I'm hearing that, you know, this might lead to some sort of action from residents.
Yeah, it will, because, water is a valuable need, actually. So if we don't have water, tension will come in, you see. But then I was joking the first time, I won't burn no JoJo's and things, you see, and all of that. But then it could lead to that. They'll burn those JoJo's, they're just decorating the people who want the water. Someone come and burn that thing. Then in the end, it's what? It's the people that's wrong. It's not the people. See, don't know who it is anymore. It's the government, the ANC, the what. It's most a lot of parties was yesterday with DA, the next day with EFF, the next day with this and this. It's my people, you don't even understand to say, hey.
And just maybe finally, obviously you talk about these political parties that come to you when, you know, they do come to you for I guess, campaigning. Just on a very basic level, how inconvenient has this been? Like away from what, you know, the big people they are saying, just for you guys daily having to do all of this, how inconvenient has it been, or how has it been?
It's really irritating because I believe to try to say they have water, 100%. And we must struggle in all of that. Like we've been struggling, you see. We've been promised a lot of things. It's electricity, it's water. I don't know what's next. To be honest, I'm really speechless like right now, sister. The sun is burning. Children, small children is coming to come fetch water here. The mother saying they didn't get nothing. They can't even put maybe discipline to say, no. Because there are people with maybe 10 buckets or 50 buckets there. He wants to put all his buckets forward, you see. Things like that. They don't just think to say, okay, maybe 4-4, put order. Maskin, you see. People will get that few water in households. Because,
Right, thank you, Marcel. So we are hearing just the frustration around, first of all, like a basic service delivery issue not being attended to, although promises are being made to people. We're also hearing just in terms of the tension amongst residents themselves that we saw earlier that people are coming with vans of buckets that they are filling, and lots of buckets that they're filling, 5-10 buckets even when they have. And obviously then those who have fewer buckets are left in a situation where there is no water left, and so there's no control over that whole process, and it's causing tensions here. Never mind those tensions here, but there had been talk around just residents feeling like they're not being heard, and what else can they do? And little threats are not what we heard now, but other threats just in terms of possible action that might come out of this if this situation is not resolved. So beyond what has happened this week with the water supply in the Gauteng area, there is a bigger issue that's happening here in the South Hills area, and we did hear that the South Hills Tower is empty, but it seems that residents also did say that they don't understand what's going on. The ward councillor hasn't communicated with them, isn't communicating with them. So a lot of frustration. And now with the water tanker gone, there's no certainty in terms of will there another one be assigned? Is there another one in the area? And what are they going to do for the rest of the day, Marcel?
And Hloni, as you bring us those very frustrating stories from actual residents in that area, we hear from Rand Water CEO Sipho Masai, who says he's concerned about how individuals use water daily. What does he mean by that?
Yeah, Marcel, that's true. I mean, as I said, with this community, they don't have water to even use right now, you know, so there's just a frustration of taps that are running dry. But as we heard that we're now effectively under some sort of water restrictions. Cape Town at some point had those restrictions where you're having to take a shower for 2 minutes, where they're saying don't flush the toilets depending on what you're doing there, don't use running water when you're brushing your teeth, don't let your water run, fix your water leaks, all of that. But for residents here of South Hills, that doesn't even apply, where there is no water to begin with. But let us hear from Rand Water in terms of that request to use water sparingly.
The world average, by and large, is sitting at about 173 liters per person per day. Our estimate, we supplied to about 16-17 million consumers in our area of operation. And if we look at the numbers and the amount of water that we put in, and taking away 10% or less that goes to industries, consumption is sitting close to 300 liters per person per day. The world average is 173 liters per person per day. We've seen cities like Cape Town, London, and the others just slightly south of 100 liters per person per day. So if you compare us with other cities here in Gauteng, it's the most threefold the actual consumption. So ideally, if we can bring that number close to that world average, we shouldn't be having problems. The whole notion is that if we draw too much, more than what is sufficient to do, and we are in the low-lying areas.
That then the very latest from our reporter Hloni Mtimkulu, bringing us that reaction from the community of South Hills in Johannesburg, who have been struggling without water for many, many weeks now.